Ah yes, how do you do, my fellow cultured savants? Today we're going to be talking about a small trifling matter that does interest me on some massive level. That level being, why is it that I wake up some days and I want to destroy the world, blow up all the cops, have fun killing people, running over pedestrians, what a lark that is. And on the other hand, the sophisticated side of me wants nothing more than to sit down and be entertained by a good bit of theater. It's a really weird question when you put it like that, right? But it's the truth of the matter. GTA is one of the only games that I know of that will let you blow everything up and watch a very sophisticated bit of cinema or theater in the next breath. So when the screenshots came out for GTA 6, one of the main things I was looking for is this right here. You may not have noticed it yet, but let's zoom in. You see that? That's an arts center, and that's a stadium. That's right, GTA 6 is poised to be the most cultured game yet. But it did get me thinking, why is GTA 6 so cultured? Are you ready for your history lesson, guys? Let's go. GTA 3, no culture. Doesn't exist. The best thing we had was radio. There's some talk radio, there's some classical radios, but nothing else. TV, film, theater, it didn't exist in the game yet. The same can be said for Vice City, unless you class strip clubs as culture, but we're not going to go into that too far. There's a whole video on that you can check out right here if you want it. Okay, strip clubs. Let's tick that up so we have radio and strip clubs. Yes, there is Love Fist in Vice City as well, but we don't really get to do much with them outside of missions, which is sad. It's nice how well they're incorporated into the world. You listen to their music, you hear them on the radio, and yeah, you know, there's those missions that we do for them, but we never really get to experience a full concert, which is something I would love. Coming up to San Andreas, not much more really. I mean, there was side events that we could do, and we could go out dancing, I guess. And there was like lowrider meetups and stuff. I mean, it's a bit of culture here, sure, but not quite in the way I'm talking about. When we get to 4, we have this entire world of culture. There is not just music on the radio, there is television shows that we can sit down and enjoy. There are comedy clubs that we can go to and check out. Yes, the strip clubs are still here too, but there is a lot more culture going on here. There is an infinite amount of things that drag us into this world. The television in GTA 4 is a great topic and one I've already covered, so I'm not going to go into it too much here, but it does drag you into the culture and the time and the place and the setting that we're in. It fully immerses you in that time frame, and it's a beautiful thing. The comedy clubs give the same thing, and overall, this is a really nice little bit of culture that adds to the overall thing. I don't know why I want to balance out murdering cops with going and watching a comedy show, but for some reason I do. And I get it, once you've seen it once or twice, you probably don't go and do it again, or at least not often. But it is there. It's something they thought to put in. It's something that makes the world feel more real, and I don't know why, but it does. It's a weird thing that I don't think anyone could have foreseen when they thought of an open world game having side activities. Most of us just sort of go, side activities and missions are small quests. No one really thinks of it as go and watch television or go and watch a stand-up comedy show. 4 kind of redefined this better than anything, but GTA 5 refined it a little more. The movie theater in GTA 5 has specialized screenings of films that you can go and see. Some of those screenings include The Loneliest Robot, a great piece about a robot who lives in a dystopian future where robots are sentient to some level, and he's in love with a pleasure bot, and he's getting cucked. So yeah, I mean, look, there is some really odd cultural sort of stuff here that it does add a lot to the overall environment. Like, are you going to take away this entire film with you? No. But look at this. It is a standalone piece. It is a hand-drawn animated film that really does bring culture into this world. It has talking points, even if we, are using them for jokes. Yes, I'm well aware I'm putting my film degree here to good use, but let's just critically analyze this. There is some cultural criticism here of the society that we live in. I'm not saying everyone's a cuck, but I am saying that there is deeper meanings that we could if we really wanted to get into them, but personally I hated that in film school and I hate it now. I think it's just a funny bit of media, but it does bring a touch of class, even if that class is very low. I adore all of the world building that is in GTA 5 and GTA 4 when it comes to this kind of stuff, but the main topic I want to touch on here is actually in Red Dead 2. So as you know, Red Dead 2 is actually set in the late 1800s at the back end of the Cowboys and Wild West era, and it does pose an interesting question. How do we take that world building and culture that we've kind of ingrained into our open world games and apply them here? And the answer is of course brilliant and perfect for the time setting. These vaudevillian theatre shows, or even the moving picture film displays that we have popped up around the entire world, are great examples of how culture was slowly seeping into this lawless land. It really does make you sort of step back and look at it through Arthur's perspective. Here's this gruff, rough scumbag. For all accounts, Arthur is a horrible person. He's done bad things to survive. Of course, our player choices end up shaping the man that he's become, but Arthur is not proud of the things that he has done to survive. He lacks culture, and he's well aware he's in the dying breaths of the society he knows. Change is on the move, it's coming in, and he can't stop it, and I really do feel like in these moments where you go and you interact with these moving picture shows, that you really do see a man staring the future in the face. I know it seems bizarre to us now, but this was a groundbreaking thing at the time. I said earlier I was in film school, and one of the things that they make us sort of watch is George Méliès's Trip to the Moon. I've probably butchered his name, and that's on me, but it's a old bit of cinema, and I'm sure you have seen this screenshot before. The moon with the what looks like a bullet in his eye, it's actually a space capsule.
Oh, behave.
And it's a French film, and it's the first recorded use of special effects. This film genuinely did kind of surprise people in how much production value went into it. I mean, look at it, really. How weird does that feel? This was culture at the time. So stepping into Arthur's shoes gives us that perspective. It gives us the ability to look at something that could be made easily on Windows Movie Maker 20 years ago today and really feel the impact it would have had in the late 1800s. The vaudevillian shows, by the way, are beautiful, just truly amazing sort of representation of what these shows were. Vaudevillian shows, if you don't know, are shows exactly like you're seeing here, kind of a variety show. You have a mix of song, dance, magic, illusions, poetry, spoken word, it doesn't matter, it was all present and here. And they did have these big vaudevillian shows that went through cities to show off, in some cases, these freakish performers to general public. One of the most famous examples of this would be P.T. Barnum, who I'm sure you've heard of before, and if you haven't, I'm sure you've heard of The Greatest Showman. That's the story of P.T. Barnum. That is the time and era we are in, and all of it serves this great purpose that really does bring us further into this world. Yes, I can ride out on my horse and act like a cowboy. I can wear the scummiest clothes possible, and I can pretend to be some god-awful lawless bank robber, or I can put on dapper clothes, get onto the nearest train at a train station with all these fancy rich folk, and I can go for a night at the theater. There's something about that I find immersive, and I don't know why, but I do. I like stepping into Arthur's shoes. I like being given it in the way that it was presented at the time. I think it adds a lot, but GTA 6 is very different. One thing I've skimmed over throughout all of this from GTA 4 and 5 is the internet aspect of 4 and 5. They are vast and very deep, and something I plan to make a much longer video on in the future, but by today's standards, these are small ideas that honestly are dwarfed in comparison to what we have as the internet now. Yes, for the most part, most of us only use several sites on a daily basis: Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, Facebook if you're over the age of 50, I guess, Discord. Would you class Discord as a website? Not really, but I guess, maybe not really though. There is only so many websites that we visit in a day now. Kind of the big five, if you will. But those big five make up for a huge amount of internet traffic per day. And those big five are not just one thing. YouTube, for example, isn't just a video site, it is a community hub. Reddit is the same. Twitter is the same. Instagram is the same, but shitter. And Facebook is full of AI bots and old people. But the culture that we have bred online now is a very different place to where it was back in 2013, and it's hard for me to get my head around where we're at. This is without me even touching on stuff like TikTok or anything like that. Just those couple of sites I've named, I have no idea how you make those feel live and robust, and to some degree they will be present in GTA 6. GTA has always been about parodying what is the most culturally significant stuff at the time, and they'll take shots at YouTube. They will take shots at Twitter and Reddit and everything else. It won't maybe be called that, but you'll know it when you see it. But how in the hell do you make that feel like it does now? How do you make it feel alive? How do you make it do what it's supposed to do? We know stuff like TikTok is already in the game. We've seen it shown off in trailers. It was one of the things they wanted to show off. Now, I'm not saying TikTok is the last bastion of culture, but in today's society, it is a cultural thing. It's a much deeper question that would require a lot of time for me to answer, and maybe it's something I'll make a video in the future, so let me just stick to the topics that I want to stick to. I think it's great that GTA 6 is bringing in a theater, and I think it's great that we have a sports stadium and other cultural art centers. I'm not saying I want to walk around a gallery and see art shows, but I do want to see what kind of live theater that would depict modern day society. I do like the idea of going on Jason or Lucia or with both characters and seeing a show. I don't know why, it just appeals to me. More than ever, GTA 6 is posed to be the most culturally significant game of our time, and with that comes a huge responsibility that Rockstar have built themselves to make it, in its own world, culturally significant too. For us players, there's already a lot of speculation as to how would they keep it up to date, and I use the term leaks in big quotation marks here. Some speculation has already come up that there will be live radio stations that music artists could constantly update and evolve, and if that's the case, it wouldn't shock me if they also go down the same service route with the theaters and with the art centers and other things. I'm not saying I want Second Life, but I do like the idea of an ever-expanding world. Now, whether that's in single player or online, I don't mind, but I love the idea that it's possible, and I love the idea that it's all there and ready for us to go and have a look at. I think you should be excited to see what Rockstar have cooked up for us, because honest to God, this is going to be one of the biggest and most expansive worlds we have ever seen in a video game, and I don't have a fucking clue how it's going to work as well as they claim it's going to work, but I have faith that Rockstar knows what they're doing. They haven't let us down so far, and I don't think they're about to. This game feels like a real, honest-to-God bastion of hope for gaming in the current day and age, at least for me, and I'm incredibly excited for what it has to offer. So I'm curious to know, are you someone that cares about this stuff? Do you enjoy seeing these moments in the video games that realistically don't need to be there? Are you someone that goes to the cinema or the theater or something? Is this your bag? Please let me know, because these are subjects that I really do care about for some reason, and if you do want to subscribe, it genuinely does mean the world to me. We are nearing 3,000 subscribers, and I can't thank you guys enough. If you'd have told me 8 weeks ago when I started this project, over 2,700 of you would be subscribed to me right now, I wouldn't believe you. So I truly am thankful, and if you're new and seeing this for the first time and want to see more stuff like it, I have 8+ weeks of videos already, and I make stuff every week on something I find interesting on Grand Theft Auto. Until next week, I will see you then. Take care and have a good week.